From WLWT, this is Issues.
Hello, I'm Jan Michelle Lemon-Kearney of SESH Communications and the Cincinnati Herald. We have a lot going on today. A little later, we're going to talk about some changes going on at Spring Grove Cemetery, just a really beautiful place, and you'll want to hear about that. We're also going to talk about jazz and neighborhood revitalization with some famous names, and there's an event coming up that you will not want to miss. First, we're going to take you over to Newport to Footlighters to the Stained Glass Theater. There's a new play going on, so let me introduce Alan Masters, who's music director and president of Footlighters, and Claire Northcutt, who's an actor in the current play, which is the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. So excited to have both of you here, and I can't wait to hear about this play because you've already told me some really fascinating things that we'll talk about in a minute. But first, we're going to give the audience just a little clip. Okay, something you filmed here in the studio. So we're going to take you to a clip of the 25th annual, it's a long name, the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and give us a little taste of the spelling bee.
I saved a chair for my dad in the 8th row on the aisle, and it may take him a while, but when he gets here, that's his chair. 'Cause my mother's in an ashram in India, I saved a chair for her too, but it's merely symbolic, as daily she washes herself in the Ganges. And I live in a house where there's an oversized dictionary that I read as a girl on the toilet. I love my dictionary, and I love the indented border. Every word's in alphabetical order, ergo lost things always can be found. And I wrap my head around the fact that in one book is the entire language of our species, which is a favorite term of Nietzsche's, who's the great-grandfather of Christina Ricci's.
Okay, so we have gathered from that clip, and that was beautiful. Your voice is gorgeous. But Claire's character, Olive, she overshares a little bit, and her mom has some issues. So, okay, tell me more about the play.
Well, it's a play about a middle school spelling bee. These are the finalists from Putnam County hoping for a spot in the National Spelling Bee in Washington. So there's a collection of 6 very quirky middle school children. And the bee, which is run by 3 adults who have their own quirkiness.
Oh, wow. So and you know, and I was laughing with you before we started, and I said, oh, well, this is a great play. It's about a spelling bee. We'll, bring some kids to see it. And you said it's kind of PG-13?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and you're saying high school students do it sometimes, but some of the songs had to be changed for high school. So it's a little racy.
There's some mild adult humor. I mean, it's probably the things that middle school children do anyway.
Right.
So it's not, it's not, PG-13 is probably right.
Okay, I was just cracking up. I'm like, it's a spelling bee. But and I was really laughing about the part where you're singing about, reading the oversized dictionary while using the bathroom. It's like, oh, wow, TMI, so. Yeah. But tell us about how you got involved with acting.
So both of my parents are professional musicians in the Dayton Philharmonic in Dayton, Ohio.
Beautiful.
So I grew up around music, and I've always wanted to sing since I was very little. So
and your voice is gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, so when I was, I think 4 years old, I was singing in the car, and my parents were like, oh, she should do theater. So I just started doing theater when I was about 6 or 7. I fell in love with it.
Oh my goodness! And so Footlighters, it's a wonderful theater group, and we've had other actors on before talking about it. You're always at the Stained Glass Theater, I understand.
Yeah, that's a building that we own, historic building on the National Historic Registry now. Former church that's been converted to a theater.
And it's a beautiful place.
It is.
So how do you get all this together? I mean, because you're doing a lot of productions.
Yeah, we do 4 shows a year. So we're getting ready to open with this one, and we've just started rehearsals for for the show that'll come up in May.
Oh, so this one's about to start, but then you have to start rehearsing for the next production.
That's right.
Wow, you're busy. And we want to thank Marvel Gentry Harmon. She just got married,
Yeah,
so
right.
she's now Marvel Gentry Harmon for introducing you to us. But let's give the dates for this play for the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, and I defy anyone to say that fast. Okay, go ahead. Claire, why don't you tell us?
So the show runs the first weekend, March 1st through the 4th, the second weekend, the 8th through 11th, and 14th through 17th.
So we've got 3 chances.
Yes,
okay.
yes. It's at the Stained Glass Theater in Newport, Kentucky. It's on York Street. Tickets are $23, and for more information, you can call 859-652-3849.
And tell us that number one more time.
859-652-3849.
And it just sounds like a really fun play. I mean, inspirational. I was saying I'm going to bring my 13-year-old because I'm hoping it will encourage him to work on his spelling, and maybe the little racy parts will just keep him interested, right?
Yeah.
So it sounds great. And so do you want to give us a hint about your next play that's coming up, just so we can?
Yeah, the next play in May is Urinetown, which has a terrible sounding title.
Oh my goodness!
But it's a wonderful show. It's a
Urinetown. Oh.
It's a satire. It's about a world where there's a water shortage, and
They're not allowed to
the
use the
supply of water has been controlled by big business, and it's
Wow.
a very interesting show.
So, next time you come on, I want to ask you, how do you choose these plays? Because I bet that's a really interesting
Yeah.
process in itself. But can't wait to see it and to hear more of Claire singing. Your voice is just beautiful, and
Thank you.
the play sounds fun and funny. And we're going to learn how to spell perspicacious and jocular and effervescent and all that all those good words. And the audience gets to participate, I understand.
That's right.
So that's going to be really fun. Okay, so thank you for coming. You're going to have to come back soon, and we're going to show you a Black History moment about the Black Brigade. Stay with us.
WLWT celebrates moments in Cincinnati Black history.
The Black Brigade of Cincinnati was a military unit that was organized during the Civil War. In September of 1862, these men worked together with local men to erect an 8-mile defensive line from Ludlow to Fort Thomas to defend against the Confederate invasion of northern Kentucky. The defensive effort resulted in a great victory.
Welcome back. Okay, so there's a lot. I know everyone has been to the beautiful historic Spring Grove Cemetery. It's just a beautiful place, and Gary Freitag and I were talking about there's more to do there than coming to a service, and we're going to talk about that too. But first, I want to talk about the merger. So Gary Freitag, and you are the president of Spring Grove. Correct. And Catherine Jordan, formerly of Thompson Hall Jordan Funeral Home. Everybody knows you. Everybody loves you. So
thank you.
And so we understand that recently Thompson Hall Jordan was acquired by Spring Grove, and you still have a role there too. So I want people to know you're still there.
I'm still there, and I'll be there.
You'll be there
for a long time. And
that's encouraging because you have a really good relationship with the community. People just adore you. I mean, you're so warm, and it can be a tough time, when people are going with their family through that transition. So to know you're going to be there really makes a difference. But tell us, how did the whole acquisition come about?
Well, Spring Grove has been actively looking for really wonderful funeral homes to partner with over a period of time, and the Jordan family approached us, and we thought it would be a fantastic fit. Both of us have a long tradition of serving the community, and in particular the African American community, so it was just kind of a marriage made in heaven, for lack of a better term, and it came together pretty quickly.
It seems like a really good fit too. So
we think so.
Yeah. So you'll be there. Are you going to get a title, or it's just Catherine's here?
Catherine's here.
All right. Well, that's good enough. That's great. That's good to know. But and Gary, tell us about other things at Spring Grove, because I was saying I've been to a lot of really beautiful services there. And there's several different, there's a chapel, then there's another,
Correct.
I mean, there are several different, tell us about that, but then you're saying there's so much more to do.
Absolutely. I mean, we want to be known first as an end-of-life services company, so we have multiple chapels and multiple funeral homes to try to be able to serve the community. But we also want people to come down and enjoy Spring Grove as for something other than an end-of-life service. So biking, walking, tours. It's a National Historic Landmark. It's one of the 5 cemeteries that have been designated that way. So
oh, wonderful.
It's a wonderful place to just come and enjoy nature. And we're also a level 3 arboretum. So
oh, wow.
It's a wonderful place
okay,
to
so
come.
level 3, what does that mean?
There are 5 levels, I believe, of arboretums. And there are various classifications. It's not my field of expertise, but we're contemplating moving actually to level 4, and we'd be the only cemetery in the country that would have that designation.
Wow, good for Cincinnati. So, and you know what, it's really historic there. I remember taking a tour of Spring Grove Cemetery, and you know, just the history of Cincinnatians going, how far back do we go? How many?
It goes back to 1846.
To 1846. And on the tour, the bus would stop at different places and say, oh, there, you know, there's like the Proctor family. Correct. Or the Gamble family, or, you know, and, you know, lots of other historic people are there. And so you really get this whole history lesson as you're going through. And I think that's fascinating.
Absolutely. I mean, we are the repository of Cincinnati's history going back to the early foundings before the Civil War. So. Right. It's a fascinating place to visit. That's amazing.
So is it okay with you then that you've kind of given up ownership? I mean, you've had this wonderful business, and how does that feel?
It's okay with me. I have partnered with a beautiful, beautiful family at Spring Grove Cemetery. We both have the same vision that we've shared throughout the years, and that is to serve our families the best way we know how, with the best compassion that we have. And I think it's just great for both of us to be together, and I'm very excited about it.
That's wonderful. That sounds like a really good match. And I was going to say that, you know, just, you know, coming to Thompson Hall Jordan for so many services, and there was always that warmth and just the care, you know, just a lot of caring that I think is so important.
And you'll still find that there.
Yeah,
absolutely find that there. Yes.
That is good to know. Well, okay, and I know Gary, go ahead, and I'm going to ask you for a phone number.
Our goal is to build on that tradition, and the funeral home and the cemetery world have been separated for a long time, and we're trying to bring that together because for each family it's one death. And so by putting the 2 organizations together, we can provide the public with the complete anything whatever their tradition is, whatever they want to do at an end of life to celebrate that person's life, we can provide that by combining with very high quality firms like Thompson Hall Jordan.
That's fantastic, and I love the fact that you chose them, because that means that's a real plus for you, Gary, because I mean we trust Catherine and love her.
We were honored.
And so that's a great compliment. So let's get a phone number. I have 513-681-7526. Is that the right number?
That's the main number, yes.
Okay, tell us again. And it's up here on the screen.
513-681-7526.
Okay, and that's to call Spring Grove Cemetery and Arboretum. And we should talk at some point about, you know, we're out of time now, but how people do pre-planning, you know, what's a good time?
I would love to do that.
Yeah, that would be a really good topic. So we're going to have you back to talk about that.
Oh, great.
So thank you both of you for coming.
Thank you.
So we'll be out there. Yeah, the weather's going to break soon. We'll be out there walking and biking in Spring Grove Cemetery. All right, we have a Black History moment coming up about the Manse Hotel. Stick with us.
WLWT celebrates moments in Cincinnati Black history.
The Manse Hotel was Black-owned in the early 20th century when lodging in Cincinnati was still segregated. Famous African-American entertainers and musicians stayed at the Manse when they came to town. Known for its ballroom and meeting place, the hotel still stands today in Walnut Hills as an apartment complex formerly owned by Horace Sudduth, who died in 1957.
Welcome back. Okay, we are going to talk about this fantastic jazz event that's coming up at the Greenwich Tavern, and it really has to do with Walnut Hills revitalization. I mean, this is so exciting, and you have a famous Marsalis come in as well. So let me introduce, this is BJ Jansen, and you are a saxophonist with Common Ground, and also kind of the leader of Common Ground. Yes. So happy to have you here. And okay, I'm gonna give Brandy Terrell Davis his whole name, but we're just gonna call her Chef B. With Ronald McDonald House, but everybody knows you're Chef B. But I'm like, I want to say your whole name, Brandy Terrell Davis. Let's give a shout out. But it's Chef B. So tell me, how is Ronald McDonald House, and or you as a chef? What's the connection here with Common Ground and the CD recording, all the stuff happening at the Greenwich Tavern?
Well, I spent the last 10 years in New York City, and when I sort of came back, and I've been pseudo-located here. I grew up in Cincinnati and Coleraine, and Brandy and I went to Coleraine High School together, actually.
Oh, you're kidding.
Right.
Oh, so special. You just, in high school, you never know. Like, you know, you meet people, and next thing you know, like, they're famous, and, you know, you reconnect. I mean, it's really special.
So she actually was a trombone player. I played saxophone on
Yes.
I didn't know that.
in the band.
I went to another direction.
I didn't know you were a musician, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So when I came back, we decided to start doing this series, and this is probably the 7th or 8th show that we've done since I've been sort of relocated back in town. Basically we're doing music where we just combined our talents, and Mark has been gracious enough to have us down at the Greenwich, which is just a very historical venue in Cincinnati. So, you know, we've been really blessed with that.
I think that's great. And, you know, I should say the Greenwich is kind of the hub of Walnut Hills, and it's become, I don't know how long this has been going on, but I stopped in one Wednesday night and with my husband, right? Every politician in the city, all these news reporters, everybody's down there hanging out. I'm like, so the Greenwich is like the hangout on Wednesday night? That's where everybody goes. I mean, it's just, and I'm sure they go there all week long, but it's like, I knew almost, I'm like, but these are all the council people and, you know, representatives and I mean, everybody's hanging out at the Greenwich. So a really fun place, yeah.
And one of the things that's really great is, you know, jazz has had a great history in Cincinnati, and you know, one of the things that back all the way, Jelly Roll Morton was here in the 20s, and you know, I mean, it's just had so much history in town, and to have what we're doing at the Greenwich still going on, you know, 100 years later. And, you know, basically the group that I have, it has Delfio Marsalis.
Yeah, so one of the Marsalis brothers will be here.
Right,
wow.
One of the younger brothers. And also Dwayne Eubanks, one of the Eubanks brothers will be. And I'm bringing Marcus Persiani, also a friend of mine from New York, on piano. And then I've got one of the local legends here, Art Gore, is going to be on drums.
Yeah, Art Gore is, Jeff is like, yes, Art Gore is definitely legendary.
And Eddie Brookshire from Dayton, who's also here very often. So it was
and it's a CD recording. We should let people know that you're recording a CD so they can watch it live.
Right, so we're doing one set right now at the Greenwich, 8 o'clock. February 24th. It's $30 in advance or $50 cash at the door. I would suggest getting advance though, because
it's going to be packed.
We're almost sold out already.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it's going to be packed. So February 24th.
February 24th.
At what time? At 8 o'clock? Did you
at
say?
8 p.m. But the doors will probably open about 7. Yeah.
Okay, so so BJ, give us all this information that's up there on the screen for those who are listening on the radio.
So it's Saturday, February 24th, 8 p.m. It's at the Greenwich, which is 2442 Gilbert Avenue in Cincinnati, over in the East Walnut Hills area. And ticket price is $30 in advance.
And $50 at the door. So hey, folks, keep that in mind. $30 in advance. You can save $20.
If it's not sold out, because we're limited by fire code capacity. So
So and give us that phone number to call.
The phone number is 859-443-6467.
And give it to us one more time.
That's 859-443-6467.
And is that the best way of getting tickets, calling that number?
The best way actually is to go to find me on Facebook, which is BJ Jansen Jazz, and there will be links there to Eventbrite, which is hosting the advance tickets. And also, it is a celebration of our CD. This is Common Ground. On this CD, I have that same front line featured on it. So
great.
It's really exciting.
And Chef B, your involvement is what? I didn't get to.
Yeah, so each ticket includes the buffet that I'll be having.
Yay.
So you get awesome music and you can eat food.
Oh my goodness.
I typically sell out of the wings, but since
bring some extra wings.
I'm gonna have to because we're already.
Oh, she's gonna have her world famous veggie gumbo.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh my goodness.
I develop a vegetarian gumbo through my company, Chef B Creations. So we kind of pair my food with his music.
This is going to be great. Well, you know, we're out of time. I'm telling people February 24th, they better call now, get that ticket.
Yeah, get there early so you
Don't
can get
miss
the
Chef
food.
B's food and BJ Jansen, Delfeo Marsalis, all those great people for that wonderful jazz, a live CD recording. It's going to be great. Thank you both for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Stick with us. We'll be back in just a moment with Jen Henry and some community events. I want you to meet Jen Henry. She just got to wave at you last week and didn't really get to talk at all, but welcome. So Michael is somewhere else now, but she's going to visit us sometime soon, so she's not gone. Meanwhile, Jen Henry is here, and we're so excited. Jen works here at Channel 5, and she's going to do the calendar. Thanks,
Exactly,
Jen.
so let's get into it.
All right, let's go.
Some community events for you. The Cincinnati Black Theater Company will be showing Dreamgirls. That's March 15th through the 17th, and also March 22nd through the 24th at Renew Community Church, 2129 West North Bend Road. Tickets are $30, and for more information, call 513-241-6060. And also, Securing the Future Conference is Thursday, March 8th from 7:30 a.m. to noon at Xavier University Cintas Center. Tickets are $50 for Leadership Council members and $75 for non-members. For more info, call 513-554-3060. And lastly, the Shoe Dazzle Luncheon is Saturday, March 17th at 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. at Embassy Suites Hotel in Blue Ash. Tickets are $65, and for more information on that, call 513-818-9166.
Great events. Don't forget, nominations are open for Nefertiti and Bright Awards. Go to thecincinnatiherald.com, and we want you to have a great week. Stay safe, stay positive, celebrate Black history all year long. Hey, great job, Jen.
Thank you.